So hi awesome ones, Heather here, and if you recall, not too long ago, I asked you what kind of videos you would like to see. You know, what would you like to see in this community that we have here that you can comment on and maybe learn a little bit from. And one of the things that kept popping up was, what do you eat in a week? And although I thought that was kind of an odd question, I decided to do the video anyway. I went grocery shopping and took some videos of that and the food that I bought and some of the food that I cooked. So I can't wait to show this to you. I've got basically from breakfast to desserts and a whole lot in between. Let's go. So I'll be starting off this video with some of the groceries that I buy, and I'm not a doctor, so as I go along in this video I'll probably say, hey, and I do this and that, but you know, some of the things that I talk about, like how I stop eating at night at a certain hour, you might want to check with your doctor, because I want everybody here in the community to be really, really healthy. Just before I get into the groceries, I just want to say that I'm not going to talk about dieting. The way that I eat is I kind of watch what I eat, because I'm 65 now, but I'm not going to do the whole former model thing where I really try to be super slim and fit into a size 0. That kind of life made me bulimic, and I will never go back to that kind of life again. So without further ado, let's look at some of the groceries that I bought. And specifically, these are kind of prepared food already, and it really helps me to make my meals in a jiffy and still get the vitamins and nutrients. All right, so this is what I call the prepared food that I get from the grocery store. Let's start off with a rotisserie chicken. You're probably thinking to yourself, Heather, why are you buying that? But especially the first day of grocery shopping, it's a great thing to get. And what I can do is I can use the leftover chicken for many, many items. You'll notice this Greek feta dressing that I have, and Bill and I, we always date the dressings and everything in our fridge so we know when we open them. But we could make a nice wrap with the tortilla wraps, and we could make like a Greek one with the feta cheese in it, the Greek dressing, the red onion, and of course the romaine lettuce. Other things that we can do with the barbecue chicken as a leftover, how about a nice butter chicken? And this is from VH, and I will also have some naan bread with that. I love slices of apples. These are Macintosh apples that I just got, and they are also great with balsamic rice. And again, that is like 90 seconds and you've got that rice made. Now, the other thing I like to buy that's kind of pre-done are shrimps. These are frozen shrimps in a roll, but I could also use some, you know, they're great for snacking, of course, but I could also put them on skewers and have them with chicken. And also what I have here, some Atlantic salmon, which is great, and Atlantic salmon, oh my gosh, with balsamic rice, carrots, and real maple syrup. That is absolutely delicious. So again, try to get the healthier kind. This is a lean type of Atlantic salmon, if you can have lean Atlantic salmon. Also, notice that I have some pre-made salads. This is a sweet kale salad here. And also I have the Supreme Ultimate Caesar. These last for maybe over a week in the, and everything is in there. There's the dressing and everything. And I find that that's really handy, especially when I got a real busy day. So I'll show you a couple of the meals that I made with those, I just call them prepared items, in just a little while. But I just have to tell you right now that I only grocery shop about once every 2 weeks these days. So I'm going to talk about vegetables next, but vegetables just don't keep that well in a crisper. So what do I buy? So let's take a look at some of the vegetables that I bought. And I'm shopping every 2 or 3 weeks now. I don't want to go grocery shopping all the time, so I can't always buy something that's fresh, because it's just going to go bad after a week or so. So what I find myself buying, of course, I mentioned this already, this is a bit of a repeat, but I do buy these salads. The kale's so good for you. I buy the romaine. This lasts for at least 2 weeks. And again, the Ultimate Caesar, that's lasting for about a week. But I'm also buying the frozen vegetables. And Bill, you like these frozen vegetables, right?
I love them.
And I usually do the frozen beans with a butter and a dill. And I also found this Green Giant Valley selections. And these are, you know, for stir fry. So that's great with a chicken stir fry and some of that balsamic or jasmine rice that I showed you before. Also take a look at this great vegetable medley. And again, I've got corn and beans and carrots, a lot of good things there. And don't forget, use your extra virgin olive oil, because that's the best to cook a lot of these in. Of course, potatoes are going to last a long time. I find that the zucchinis last a long time, and I always like to add a lot of garlic to my food. We like to make chicken wings in the air fryer, so I've got some carrots and some celery. And over here, I just wanted to show that I have a salad. I can chop up these this cucumber. It's an English cucumber with some tomatoes, and pour some balsamic vinegar on it in a bowl, and it's absolutely delicious. So this is going to keep me going for a couple of weeks, or maybe even 3. So those are the vegetables, but what about the fruits? I mean, fruits are another one that just don't last a long time. So here are some of the fruits and how I buy them. Now I know this looks kind of sad for what I bought in fruit today, but when I look at the fruit, like, it wasn't even all that great. This was the best pickings, and they didn't even have any clementines. I wanted to buy some clementines. So I'm buying the frozen fruit. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, is that any good? But it's flash frozen, so it keeps a lot of its nutrients. And with the bananas, of course, I can make a lot of smoothies, and that's delicious. Of course, always the lemon zest is so good to add on to pasta or whatever. And the lime and those fajitas, that lime would be great for that. But this is what I'm doing, a lot of frozen fruits and vegetables, and they work just fine. So I actually use the Vitamix blender for making my smoothies, and we actually had one today, didn't we, Bill?
Delicious.
Bill makes them with what, bananas and what else?
Bananas, strawberries, blueberries, oh my.
And he sometimes mixes them up with mangoes and all kinds of different things. So, but a lot of times you have to have the right kind of blender. And I actually did a video on some of my favorite small appliances that I use, you know, for cooking and also making smoothies. And what I'm going to do on the end screen of this video, I'm going to put a link to that video for you. But some of you are asking about our other channel where we have that video. It's youtube.com/awesomeover50inspiration, and there we have I don't know, entertaining and travel and fun and outings, but the world is kind of in lockdown these days, and so we kind of put the videos on hold for a while. But as soon as we are free again to go out and go for fancy traveling and meals, we'll be right back at it and doing more videos for you. So back to the grocery video, and the next item are the snacks. Let's take a look. So I have some ideas for snacking here, and sometimes Bill and I in the lunch hour will have some biscuits, and we'll have some spreadable brie that I found. That's lovely. Also, there's an artichoke and spinach cream cheese kind of mix that we have here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's lovely spread on crackers as well. Today I bought the cranberry pecan roll, so I've got that. And a lot of times what we like to do, oh, by the way, Bill, you love these, right? These are little,
excellent.
I don't know what they're called. They're garlic pepper pita chips. So they are delicious with a little bit of brie on them. And of course, Bill has now decided he just loves these garlic and red pepper olives on the side. And a lot of times we spread the hot red pepper jelly on top of the cheese. So Usually this isn't a weekday kind of thing. This is a weekend, and we'll have a glass of red wine with that as well. But during the week when I'm sitting at my desk, I don't want to be eating potato chips all day, so I'm usually going for something like this, a cranberry nut crunch, and that has all almonds and cashews and cranberries. Also, sometimes you can just spread some almond butter on a cracker or two and then put a little slice of apple on top. Or of course honey is another good thing to have on a cracker. When I want to make my own kind of mixture and not buy it pre-made, there are some dried cranberries that I can buy. And also, I love these pistachios because they are already pitted or, no, they're shelled. And so you can just eat them. And this is Bill's feeding his adventure. It's a Cliff Bar. And what is it, Bill?
It's an energy bar, 70% organic.
And that's what Bill likes to have. So there you go. That's kind of what we do with our snacking. So I'd like to add that there are no bags of chips or junk food at my desk when I'm working. Usually I have those shelled pistachios or a mixture of almonds and cranberries, and they're actually just as delicious. And I was just wondering, how many of you get really a craving for having a snack in the afternoon? My time is around 3 o'clock, and I was wondering if it happens to you and what you snack on. And just let us know in the comments. And I also was talking about in those snacks, you know, the cheese spreads and the crackers, and I'm getting hungry just talking about all these. Let's take a look at, usually we don't have the cheese spreads until the weekend, but let's take a look on how we like to dine on those types of items. So for kind of a decadent snack, I really like to have these, this kind of a lunch with Bill, usually on the weekend. And we have some pita toast here, a liver pate, cream cheese with cranberries and pecan, a hot pepper jelly to put on top, also some stuffed olives and crackers. And we usually have a glass of wine each, and it is delicious. So our weekday meals aren't really boring, but boy, do we enjoy the weekends.
Love the weekend.
And one of the things that we like to do one day on a weekend, I especially make a nice brunch, and let's take a look at a kind of one of our favorite brunches. So I wanted to share with you a kind of a brunch that Bill and I would usually have on the weekend. And these are multi-grain bread that I made into French toast, and also those frozen strawberries and blueberries, which they taste like fresh. Also, you'll see the French press coffee there, the real blueberries, and of course, many times we'll have mimosas with this. And you're probably asking, well, what's with the cranberry almond cereal? And I just thought I'd point that out, that I'm a creature of habit. And Monday to Friday, that's what I have. I have multigrain flakes with cranberries and almonds for breakfast every day. So when we're not going out to a restaurant and it's a Friday night, usually I try to make maybe kind of a pub style dinner. And one of my favorites are chicken wings. And here I have my Cuisinart air fryer. And what I love about this Cuisinart is it takes a lot of chicken wings on the tray, certainly enough for 2 people, and I absolutely love it. Here's a video of what the chicken wings look like afterwards. So we just took the chicken wings out of the air fryer. They're nice and crispy. I just sort of roll them around in a little bit of flour and garlic sauce, and also I have the vegetables, fresh cut vegetables. We'll probably have either a ranch or a blue cheese dressing with that. And check out the red hot sauce. I just think you have to have the Frank's red hot sauce on top of them, and it's a great kind of Saturday night pub style feast for us. One of the things that I'm going to do for you is I'm going to put links below for some of the appliances that I love to use around my kitchen, and also at the end screen of this video I actually did a video on my Cuisinart air fryer, and if you want to take a look at that, it's on the end screen for you. The link is there. So at the beginning of this video, I showed you some of the prepared foods that I like to buy, and let's take a look at a meal where I'm using a few of them. So here's a meal that I made, and you know, this can be a meal instead of ordering a pizza or burgers because it's made in no time. Basically what I do is I cook up 4 chicken breasts, so I have 2 for tomorrow, which I'm probably going to make maybe a stir fry or something with. And also, if you notice the Grace jerk sauce there, it's a nice complement to the Ultimate Caesar. I showed you that in the groceries. And take a look as a close-up of the Ultimate Caesar. There are actual bits of Parmesan cheese on it. Of course, the romaine lettuce comes in the package, croutons, and it's absolutely delicious and kind of healthy for you as well. So remember, I cook up 4 breasts of chicken, and I only use 2 for the first day, and the second day, after they're refrigerated overnight, I have another idea for another meal, and here's just one of them. This is the second day for the chicken breast that we had yesterday with the, remember we had the jerk sauce and the Caesar salad, and all I did was I used a little bit of this VH pineapple sauce, also VH sweet and spicy Szechuan with the chopped up chicken. I had a little bit of garlic and actually some red onion as well. And I just, what I like to do is grill this first, the Japanese mix from Green Giant and also the pineapples. Make sure they're grilled first. Then I just put a little bit of balsamic rice, 90 seconds for that. I've got a meal made in no time. And also, this is what they call naan bread, and it's absolutely delicious with a meal like this. And what would grocery shopping be without buying a few desserts? Well, we only eat desserts on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and truth be told, I sometimes eat an oatmeal cookie or 2 during the week, but this is what we have for desserts. And Bill and I, we don't deny ourselves of desserts, but these kind of desserts, these are chocolate croissants, which we heat up usually for about 20 seconds in the microwave. I'll make that about 10 seconds in the microwave. And look at this. I got this from the bakery area in the grocery store. These are red velvet cupcakes. Oh. And we only eat this kind of food on the weekends, right, Bill? And
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's it. We're not allowed to eat these during the week as a dessert. And also, once in a while, I can have a dark chocolate cookie during the week because they say that dark chocolate is good for you. And then, hey, there's oatmeal in Dad's cookies. So once in a while you'll see me sneaking one or 2 of those during the week as well. Now if you're thinking to yourself, nope, I got to deprive myself, I can't eat any desserts. Well, this little idea of mine for eating desserts just on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, Oprah magazine thought it was a pretty good idea, and here it is in their magazine. So hey, who says you can't eat desserts? So here he is, our little Yorkie, Hurricane. Hurricane. One thing about Hurricane, he actually eats, he doesn't really eat after 8 o'clock, does he? And he eats when he's hungry only, and he also takes he gets a lot of sleep, obviously. I just woke him up. And also, he takes a lot of walks as well. So, you know, I love doing the fashion videos and the beauty videos and the makeup, but I'm going to do a few more of these self-care and healthy videos for you. I'm even going to do some more food videos because I think we all need it, especially when we reach a certain age, a certain chapter of our lives. We have to take care of ourselves a little better, whether that's emotionally with self-care or what we're eating. So I'm going to be doing a few more of those for you. So thanks for joining me on this journey, and also thanks for subscribing and being here and commenting. And as most of you know, I really try to get back to most of your comments, but we are a community, aren't we? We're a place where you can share your wins, you can share your challenges, and we're all kind of sisters here and just hanging out and keeping it awesome.